Back now with our series By the Book, taking a look at a meetup that's building community for readers and sports fans alike. It's really cool, and NBC's Sam Brock is here to tell us all about it. I love the concept.
Casual community conversations, guys, about sports. It has a great name. You're going to love this. It is called Squawkin Sports. It's a book chat series hosted by two writers, kicking off a conversation between authors and fans and bringing the love of the game out of the ballpark and back into the bar.
Welcome to Squawkin Sports Live.
Sports writers Patrick Sauer and David J. Roth are challenging the rules of your typical book club.
I wanted it somewhere to be like between fresh air and a night of cheers.
Calling authors and sports fans to buy a beer and talk ball with their series Squawkin Sports.
I knew there was a sweet spot in between where you can have a real conversation that is also surrounded by all the fun things about being at a bar with, you know, your friends watching a game.
It helps to be in Brooklyn. There's a lot of authors here, but I feel like people that work on these books pour a year of your life into this thing, and then you do like 3 podcast hits on it, and it goes away without a sound. They want to talk about it.
Let's have some fun!
Can we talk about the concept? It's not a book club. It's a sports chat.
It's a conversation. The only rule is that you have to have the book out. The book is the centerpiece, and that is sort of what separates us from any other hot take thing. It is a show about the writer, not even necessarily the topic.
The idea first came about in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic when the Friends partnered with Greenlight Bookstore on Zoom as a way to sell books and find community.
I knew that Dave and I could host a good show because I think we're both smart, funny, we're on the same wavelength.
Later hosting live events down the street at a German beer garden called DSK Brooklyn, where the crowds have been quickly outgrowing the room.
I wanted to get it out of the bookstore also because the bookstore readings tend to be kind of formal.
Someone gets up and gets a mic and is like, this is more of a comment than a question. Like, we're not doing that. But we do want people to feel like they can participate too.
The roster of topics has ranged from basketball and the ancient wisdom of baseball to a deep dive on Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
Sports is in everything, and everything is in sports, and I think that comes through in these books.
These will be books number 57 and 58 we have covered. It is an ongoing concern now.
A lot of the books that we've gravitated towards have been these more literary and densely reported books on topics that are not super duper commercial. Like, they're interesting to me as a fan.
I said, why is your coin so big? And he said, I don't have great eyesight.
On this particular night, tennis was the theme, with former pro athlete turned co-host of The Daily Show, Michael Costa, and journalist Giddy Nathan sharing the craft behind their reads.
As you mentioned, some people just go on to write memoirs about that moment.
Offering a space even for readers who aren't fanatics.
This is what writing is about at its best, right? You connect with the community, you bring in people to your topic that maybe weren't intimately familiar with it.
I don't really follow sports, but it's more about like neighborhood and friendship.
It's just nice to see that there's an accepting culture in the sports arena that you don't necessarily see all together.
The sports is the entry point, and then it's about having a conversation about something else.
It at least lets me know, and I think lets our audience know, that there's a world of us who are all still interested in the same thing, all swimming in the same waters, but for 2 hours we can pretend like this is still a vibrant, thriving thing, and in the room it is.
There's a different sort of feeling that you get in a room with real people than you could get on your phone.
What's next in Squawkin Sports?
Next year, we're going to
probably Barclays.
Headline Barclays Center. Yeah. It's just being able to keep having a thing that gets me out of the house and gives me something to read and puts me in proximity to talk to fun people I haven't met yet.
I think Squawkin Sports, we can change the world one book and one beer at a time.
That's beautiful.
Cheers to that.
So you saw Cheers to That. All of the people that came out for that event, each one brings in 2 different authors with rotating book themes. This month's was football. You might have heard of that sport. Next month, they're focusing on bloggers and the digital space. So there's usually some kind of sports tie-in, but the resounding message that we got from the people who went was that it's all about the community, an escape from doom scrolling and hot takes, and a place to have a real genuine conversation with like-minded people, whether you're a sports fan or not. This is my favorite part about this, guys. Michael Costa, one of the authors who spoke, was the 864th ranked professional tennis player in the world, which, by the way, is super hard to attain.
Yeah. Sure.
He didn't end up being a pro for long, but it led him into comedy. The book is called Lucky Loser, and it's all about his trials and tribulations.
It's a terrific book.
It's sports adjacent, but it's not necessarily the X's and O's and all the details. It just really brings in a bigger pool of people to have conversations.
Anything that builds community, you know?
Especially now.
And to think it started during COVID, and now they can do it in person.
It's a great point. It started on Zooms with like 20 people, and now you have 200 at a bar in Brooklyn.
I love it. I love
Sam,
that.
thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
story.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.